I always divided my life into three components. I gave importance to all the three in equal measure. See, one is
A.K. Kansar, who is an IPS officer known for his philosophy in policing, which is compassionate as well as pragmatic in Suryapet. So the ruling party has lost an election and then they had to transfer.
It happened. I was shifted out from there. Did not matter. Maybe a better posting.
We see that some IPS officers are going to the extreme of committing suicide.
Most of the times, a police officer has to take decisions on his feet. Very stressful. Test your physical abilities, mental abilities, your intellect.
In Naxal affected areas and also faction affected areas, some of your police people given their life. How do you look at that situation? Is it a failure of the system?
Policing is not done in vacuum. It's done in society. The law and order problems also from state to state are different. Whatever the given circumstances, within those given circumstances, what is that you can deliver, you have to do.
Sachin Tendulkar is your very good friend. How did sporting and this kind of activities?
Even in times when Telangana agitation was raging, old city was under curfew, communal problems. I never missed playing for half an hour, 1 hour a day. Many times I have gone in uniform. See, I can tell you one thing. Probably to connect with the youth, there is no better medium than games and sports.
Welcome to the Honest Hour, Kansar.
Morning, welcome. Yeah.
Good morning, sir. Sir, recently, IPS officer Puran Kumar case and Himanshu Rao from Maharashtra, we see that some IPS officers are going to the extreme of committing suicide, right? So, is this because of work pressure? And what should a police officer actually manage when it comes to work-life balance?
You see, compared to many other civil services, starting from IAS, Foreign Service, then other central services, perhaps IPS is more stressful.
Yes.
Because most of the other services, they have the luxury of taking decisions at leisure, applying their mind, intellect. Most of the times, a police officer has to take decisions on his feet.
Yes, based on exigencies.
The situation is dynamic, it's evolving, you are forced to take decisions very quickly.
Yes.
This is realized at the time of selection and then subsequently in the academy particularly,
Yes.
the National Police Academy, in the training. I have seen other training programs also across for the different services.
Right.
In my family itself, there are youngsters who have got into foreign service, those who have got into IAS. But I could easily say that the IPS training is
Yes.
far more the most intensive.
Okay.
It's something like a roller coaster ride. Once you join the training, for the next 2 years, including the district training, it's very, very varied, stressful. It tests your physical abilities, mental abilities, your intellect, presence of mind, and then your compassion and ethics. A lot of other aspects are into it.
Right.
So once you are through to that and come into the field, it depends on what sort of ecosystem exists in that particular, say, central police organization, or could be even the state cadres.
Yes, sir.
The seniors hold a very important role in not only in grooming the youngsters, in bringing these youngsters to proper mental equilibrium,
Yes.
supporting them even when they commit mistakes, provided they are honest mistakes. That sort of an atmosphere needs to be created.
But sometimes people say that's a rarity also, sir. There could also be some kinds of insecurities.
Insecurities of what
Like,
type?
the seniors grooming the youngsters. Would there be some kind of insecurities? Because in other fields, sometimes, in corporate sector, the senior player would certainly be apprehensive to encourage a youngster. So how does it work in the department?
Though you join the academy and undergo training, it doesn't mean once you are out of it, your training ends there and then you are first few years, it's the responsibility of the senior leadership within the police force to keep on grooming the youngsters. That's how we had in the initial years, people like Mr. Vass,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Balwinder Singh, many others. But they were very, very helpful to us
Yes,
when we were finding our grounding in the profession. Not that we did not commit mistakes. We committed a lot of mistakes. But then they were very understanding. They would help us. They would groom us.
Yes.
Without making us feel guilty or trying to tell harshly that what you have done is wrong.
Right.
They had immense amount of patience, and then they knew that one of the roles of a senior officer within the service is to take care of the service and then groom the youngsters. This happened.
Yes.
But then we had contra cases also. In my own case, I can tell you, I was SP in a particular, my ASP in a particular district. Mr. Balwinder Singh was my SP.
Yes.
When some mistakes would happen, he would keep on absorbing them. Ultimately, there was a time also he told, look, probably you require a little tweaking in your approach and thinking when it comes to these matters.
Yes.
The well-meaning advice.
Sometimes that honest advice is also required.
From there, I went to a district. Obviously, it's too negative, so I would not be naming the district, not naming the officer who was involved. But here, after going there, I don't know, it is something like a cat and mouse game it started. I was ASP in the first year of my service.
Yes, sir.
There was an SP who thought his job was to keep on catching me doing wrong things. And then every time a memo, every time reporting to the seniors, this is what is happening. This is, mind you, this was the first year of my service.
Okay.
I lasted hardly 2 months in that district because his job, he had taken it upon himself that he will see me out of that place.
Yes, to prove them that you...
How do you have a good relationship, a mentor-mentee relationship? It's very difficult in such a climate.
Yes.
I still remember when I was transferred out of that place and was coming away, he did not even follow the basic courtesy of
seeing off.
Seeing off, forget about it.
Okay.
When I wanted to call on and then take a proper farewell for him, just meet him before coming away, that also he did not allow.
He didn't accept for a courtesy call also.
So I had to write to sentence a sort of a message to him. Dear sir, I am extremely grateful for the training you have imparted in the formative phase of my career. In the earlier district, I had seen how an SP should be. Here, I have seen how an SP should not be.
Okay.
So that is what I had given it in writing to him. So when somebody questioned me on that, I said, see, to get this sort of a response from me, you can imagine how how torturous our relationship would have been. It was more on him than on me as an youngster to make me comfortable and to make me settle down and deliver. So if an youngster is not made to settle down and be comfortable in his atmosphere, when he's idealistic, when he wants to work hard, when he wants to deliver, this is applicable to every one of the young IPS officers. So when he is not given that sort of an atmosphere, what would he do? How would he deliver? How would he serve?
Yes.
This is when he is at his ideological best. As you go along in the service, some aberrations come in. You understand, you try to bend a little or try to adjust to the circumstances. In the beginning, normally we do not.
Yeah, with full of energy and also idealism.
Exactly, a lot of idealism. It should be allowed to flourish. Many of the very senior officers. And then my trainer, when I joined for the training, they allowed me this particular atmosphere.
In fact, rather than what we learn in books, I think the practical guidance that they give will actually nurture an IPS officer.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
It's a gradual process of evolution.
Yes, sir.
What you learn in the academy and then what you see outside in the society,
yes, sir.
You try to bring these two to an equilibrium and then evolve your own style.
True. Yeah. So you've been posted in different departments, in different circumstances per se. Sometimes you had to deal with Naxal, sometimes with factionalists, or sometimes with communal strife, etc. So, like from a humanistic perspective, your family at home and the children also would be very, anxious, the circumstances. So how would you manage the situations? And like there could be high intensity situations. So how would you balance your family life along with work?
You see, one thing I would say, as much as I have seen, at least in this cadre, the combined integrated Andhra Pradesh cadre or subsequently Telangana cadre, where I came towards the end of my service, we had physical risk,
Right.
particularly while dealing with Naxalism.
Right.
But then I would also say somehow it did not spill over for any sort of physical threat to the families.
Yes.
It did not happen. As we keep hearing in some situations, the states where there is a mafia culture,
Yes.
or there was a lot of insurrection, in those areas probably it would have happened. Some of our colleagues from the northeast, extreme northern part of India, they keep telling they had these sort of threats. But with Naxalism, I don't think any of the families had that problem.
In fact,
Officers had. Officers had. Not
But
the
Naxals
families.
had that protocol that they wouldn't, go near the families. At least in Telugu
Yes,
states.
I do agree.
Yes.
I do agree. Even at the peak of Naxalism,
Yes.
they never tried to target any of the family members. Officers faced the brunt. Quite a few had to sacrifice their lives also. They became targets, they were shot. Not the family members. It did not happen. So now when it comes to the other aspect, the work-family balance,
Yes.
in service it is, sometimes it is difficult, but most of the times it is possible.
Yes.
I'll tell you my own personal philosophy, which I have tried to transfer it to many of the officers who are trained with me and those who worked, my junior colleagues. To them, I try to always tell one thing. See, life, I'm a cricketer. I have a lot of passion for cricket. So I used to tell them, see, if you are seeing a T20 match on one side, a test match on the other side, your life, your career is something like a test match. It's not a T20 match. It's not a T20 match.
Sure.
It's not a 100-meter sprint. It's a marathon.
Yes.
Long drawn out. So that's why whatever you do, whatever you plan, however you want to grow in personal life or professional life, keep that particular aspect in mind. You have to last without having a burnout syndrome
Yes.
over a period of 35, 40 years. So how do you plan for that? For that, it's very essential. In my personal philosophy was, I always divided my life into three components.
Okay.
I gave importance to all the three in equal measure, not one over the other. See, one is professional self. You have taken up a profession out of your own choice. Now, your ethics should dictate that you should give out your best to that.
Right.
Professionally, you should learn, you should become competent. You should keep growing, evolving. Networking is important. Getting along with your junior colleagues, senior colleagues in the system. Outside the police environment also, there are a lot of the society, other services. With all of them, how do you get along? That is one part of it. And then when you're taking decisions, are you taking ethically, properly, professionally? And whether most of the times your judgment, you are able to exercise it in the proper way. And are you getting the desired results?
Right.
While doing this, are you sensitive enough to respect the people's rights? Even the accused have rights. The victims have even more greater rights. And then are we showing the empathy that is required towards them? All these sort of things, in some measure or the other, to whatever extent I could have tried to follow.
Right.
And then I would say from all these viewpoints, whether it be from professional aspect or ethical aspect, I tried to do, and I'm fairly satisfied with the type of career I had. Then the second aspect in one's life would be your personal self.
Yes.
You are an individual. You have a lot of interests. You want to grow personally. So physically, you want to be fit, all right, healthy. Mentally, you want to be agile and sharp. Similarly, spiritually also, you want to grow. And then apart from this, intellectually also you want to grow. You want to read. And for your relaxation or out of own interest, you want to play games. You want to watch movies. You want to write something. You want to read something. These are all the things that you definitely have to pay attention to. The third, and then within this also comes your family.
Yes, sir.
How you have a proper relationship with your spouse, your children, your parents, your brothers, your siblings, immediate circle of friends, etc. All these form part of your personal self. The third component is the social self.
Okay.
It's beyond profession, beyond your personal thing. When you are living in a society, there's a lot you can do beyond the call of your duty, beyond the description of your duty for the society.
Right.
Involving in social functions, programs, participating in the festivals, going and attending programs, in public functions. A lot that you can do that.
Sure.
So that is a social self. Professional self, personal self, social self. I would suggest that all the three have to be held in a balance, in an equilibrium. No one should dominate the other. Just because I've joined the job, there are a few officers who would come and tell, junior officers, inspectors, ACPs, etc. They would come and tell, sir, I would work 24 hours, I would do 18 hours, put me in this position. I said, I don't want such people.
True.
I don't want. I want very normal people with normal ethics, good judgment, professionally competent, and then want to do something for society. Do it. 8 hours, 9 hours, if you are able to work sincerely, properly per day, that's good enough.
Absolutely.
No profession is beyond this description. But then there would be times, suddenly there are spikes in violence, in law and order problems, spate of crimes, those sort of things. And then maybe special occasions like if you take the city of Hyderabad, the Ganesh immersion season.
Yes. Processions and all.
Yes, religious processions. Then in addition to that, you have elections and those sort of times when your demands on your time is very, very intense. Number of hours, and then the stress that you undergo through those periods.
Yes.
But then, I wouldn't say that these occasions would be more than 30, 40, 50 days in a year. Remaining 11 months, a major part of your time is under your control.
Right.
So then do your job sincerely. Then immediately revert to your own personal development, personal relaxation. Also take care of the other societal aspects. There would be times when one would dominate the other.
Yes.
But it should not be allowed to hang on for a very long time. If you can do that throughout your career and at the end of the career also, you would definitely feel that you have lived a very, very integrated and a perfectly balanced life. It's possible for each one of us to do.
Yes.
I have seen any number of examples, positives who have followed this.
Yes.
There are equal number of examples where one tried to overdo in any one of these three. That creates imbalance.
True.
And then there would be a problem.
Yes.
In overindulging in oneself and trying to just focus on earning or vices like drunkenness and many other vices.
Yes. Yes.
It's possible to fall prey to such things maybe a little more easily in a service like a police profession. So then it causes a problem.
Yes, because some people it is quite evident that, striking a pragmatic balance is very much essential. But having said that, some people say that this service is not like other services. There's a lot of pressures and, we cannot take a break. There could be situations where we burn out. So in that situation, people have gone for alcoholism or other kinds of vices, etc.
Now, I would say this is only an excuse and then there is some aberration in their own personalities if they are doing this.
Yes.
Pressures, what are the type of pressures that we are talking about? Probably looking at a lot of my assignments, I was in assignments where there were a lot of pressure.
True that.
I can tell you, when Prakasham district was hell on earth,
yes,
I was posted as SP.
It was quite a kind of district with all kinds of vices.
Yes. East Godavari district, which was the biggest district in Andhra Pradesh.
United Andhra Pradesh.
As big as some of the small states within our country.
Yes.
And then after that, DIG Guntur. That was also a very tough time.
True, sir.
Hyderabad city was totally a testing period. So, with all this, we never felt that the situation was such that we cannot handle it. We cannot do that. These sort of stresses, it's not difficult to absorb them. Even during stressful periods, it is very common to take out time and indulge in your interests.
Okay.
I could tell you that I never miss watching my movies during these periods also.
Sir.
And then never miss playing my cricket or tennis. It was not meeting my friends or spending time with my family members.
Right.
On an odd day, it may not be possible, but most of the times it is possible.
Yes, sir.
If you keep on overthinking about these aspects, it makes things worse. This is one. And the other pressures that we keep talking about, you talked of pressures. I don't think many tell that compared to other services here, the political pressures are too huge.
Yes, sir.
The demands are too huge. I don't think it is possible. It is right. I can very clearly tell you 95% or even more of your work, a politician is not just interested in.
Yes, sir.
In fact, if you deliver good results on those 96%, he will be very happy, because ultimately who gets a good name? The government gets a good name. The chief minister would be happy with you. Home minister would be happy with you. The political setup within the district also, the MLAs, the ministers, they will be very happy if you are doing well. They carry a lot of respect for such officers. I have seen a lot of officers who had the ability to say no, but in a politely proper way. And then also drawn a line to this extent and not beyond. Thus far and no further. And they respect it. So they follow it. Sometimes they may not.
Draw the line or the boundary, that rationality matters.
Exactly. So what is your threshold? Where are you going to stop with this? So it's possible to do that. I have seen most of the politicians, they try to size up an officer. They push you when you are willing to be pushed.
Yes.
Otherwise they will not. There may be temporary or momentary displeasures or then falling out with each other, but it does not happen over a long period of time. The problem with many of the officers is sometimes they want to yield too much when their personal interest is involved.
Yes,
then they know the politician is a very, very, very intelligent and then a highly probably the judging of men, they do much better than we can do.
That's what they do on a day-to-day basis, because they're in more access with the public also. Sir.
They try, yes. They try to push you when you're willing to be pushed. Otherwise, they won't do. They know with this officer only to this extent we can go. And then not as if they would like to get you transferred. They bear with you. They get along with you. This is one. Second, what you mentioned is very right. Very right.
Sometimes, sir.
Very right, that a politician lives intimately in contact with the people, much more than as officers we do.
True.
Many of the times, we as officers fail to understand this. We always try to dub a politician as very selfish, and then beyond his own interest, he does not look into people's interest, etc. You've seen any number of politicians who were who had the respect, love of the people, and then they do a lot of things for them. And you are the machinery through which they want to get things done. So they come, they approach you. So you will judge, you will see to what extent it fits into your thinking, law, and then the requirements of the state, rules, regulations, etc., and do a thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, but having said that, sir, sometimes practically in your case also, let's say, I think it was in Suryapet. So the ruling party has lost an election and then they had to transfer. So sometimes based on political decisions also transfers are going to take place.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens. How are you going to get affected in that?
Yeah.
How was I affected in that particular instance itself?
Yeah.
Yes. Somebody said that because of this SP, the party in power lost the election. And a lot of complaints were carried here. Okay. I was only trying to be as balanced as possible, as fair as possible,
so doing your job
even
right.
to the opposition or to others. I did not try to snub anybody deliberately or promote anybody deliberately.
Right.
But it happened. I was shifted out from there. It did not matter. I got into maybe a better posting from there when I came.
You had a long illustrious career after that.
Yes, I had it. But along the side, you also keep introspecting.
True.
Whether there is any other way I could have handled the same situation. Getting the same desired result, but could the tactics, could the means have been different? It is something like in a football match, you have a goal post. Scoring a goal is your objective.
Right.
But you don't take the ball straight and try to hit. Sometimes you pass it to your colleague. Sometimes you give a back pass. Sometimes you send it towards your own goalie, isn't it?
Right.
So you do that. Sometimes, yes, because there is a team on the other side playing against you. So they can come and snatch the ball from you. It happens.
Exactly.
And then again, you try to regain the position and go towards the goal. The career also is exactly a game like that.
Oh, that's a wonderful analogy to put across.
I always feel that we can learn quite a lot.
Yeah.
Not merely about profession, even personal life.
True.
From the area of sports and games.
Yes, sir.
That's why somebody who is into games and sports, he takes life, I use that same word again, sport, in a very sportive way. That's why we use that expression also, isn't it?
Exactly.
That be a sport means you should take the high with low, success with non-success or failures, and then how to spring back, etc. It happens in personal life, it happens in professional life.
Coming to sports, like you're a person who's very much interested in sport, especially cricket and tennis, and also Sachin Tendulkar is your very good friend. So like, how did sporting and this kind of activities channel your energies in professional and personal lives?
It's a great stress buster.
Yes.
Even in times when Telangana agitation was raging, old city was under curfew, communal problems. I never missed playing for half an hour, 1 hour a day. Many times I've gone in uniform, and very close to this place itself, there were some grounds. I would go and play. I would go and play in tennis and cricket, both of them I have played.
Yes, sir. With common men also, you had a very good relationship.
Exactly.
Through sports.
See, I can tell you one thing. Probably to connect with the youth, there is no better medium than games and sports.
Right.
When I was Commissioner of Police, I still remember I had organized a 24-hour cricket match, 5 hours a side. Nearly 300 teams participated in 2 stadia. We had that program covered by ZTV. That time Mandira Bedi was there. She used to do this. She came all the way from Delhi.
Yeah.
She covered this event, 24-hour cricket event.
Okay.
Thousands and thousands of youngsters participated in that.
Yes,
I was talking of East Godavari a little earlier. When I was superintendent of police there, you see, there were 14 mandals which were totally affected with Naxalism.
Yes.
The so-called agency area. So one of the things that we did there was, of course, we were tough. We had special teams. We were pursuing the Naxals. We were also trying to win them out and then resettle them by creating proper avenues for them. But then, these 14 mandals we took it as a challenge. We saw thousands and thousands of youngsters who do not have much of work throughout the day. So much of energy and their young age. How to channelize that energy. So we thought of getting them some vocation jobs and those sort of things. But much more importantly, easier way was getting them onto sports and games. I posted 14 very young SIs, one batch of SIs who came and reported at that time. All to the 14 mandals. I said, you will not only be the SHOs of those police stations, you will also be the youth officers for that particular mandal.
Amazing.
Mandal. And then what did we do? In every police station area, we created, starting from ball badminton to tennis court to volleyball, kabaddi, everything we said. We told the youngsters, village youngsters, any of you can come and play there. Apart from this, I took the help of ITD, I took the help of collector and started organizing what is called Girijana Samskritika Kridotsaval. There are a lot of cultural aspects.
Culture was blended.
Yeah. So every school will have competitions. Then the mandal teams will evolve from that. Then 14 mandal teams will come. And out of that, 4 to 5 months of sporting activity, intense sporting activity in agency areas we used to do. Ultimately, the culmination of this was in a place like Rampochodavaram, Addatigala, Vairamavaram. These are all totally into deep, dense forest areas, and then were affected with 100% Naxalism.
True.
This is where those 7 IS officers had been kidnapped.
Yes.
One DSP was blasted and killed in this mine, and several other officers, men, lost their lives in the Naxal activity there. So then we wanted to win away these youngsters from that. So we organized this, and then ultimately, what is the occasion? We have to plan properly.
Right.
Plan properly, strategize properly. Then what did we do? Every year for 3 days in a place like Rampochodavaram, Addatigala, on a Shandy Day. Shandy Day is very important in interiors, in tribal areas. That's the time they, in a barter system, they exchange and buy goods.
Okay.
They buy the daily needs, small things like textiles to soaps to pencil to pen, those sort of things.
Yes.
And they bring their minor forest produce and sell them. A lot of exchange takes place there, economic activity. Around that time, I would take the district collector, I would take all the district officers, go and camp there for 3 days. Morning to afternoon, bankers, many other ITDA, DRDA, a lot of schemes available for the tribals. So they would explain the tribal youth, what are the schemes they can make use of, where they would be eligible for bank funding for their activities. And then clear a lot of application then and there and do that. Because whole district administration would be sitting there. A lot of their grievances can be resolved there within those 2-3 days.
In real time.
Yes, real time.
Yes.
Then evenings we used to have the cultural events. Because they have a lot of beautiful dancers, vocal, instrumental music, all that they would, there's an occasion for them to exhibit all their talents. Apart from that, we would have the sports events, starting from some of these kabaddi, ball, badminton, these sort of things. From there, even lifting up boulders, carrying them across a hill, cross country, real cross country, races, then archery, those sort of things we used to have. So this 3 years I did. Later also this system sustained.
Yes.
This system sustained. And we would conduct huge medical camps. And road laying also we did one very important thing there.
Okay.
You know, when the Department of Roads and Buildings gives a contract for laying of the roads.
Right, sir.
So Naxals will go and blast the machinery of those contractors because they did not want the interior areas to be opened up.
Yes.
The government forces will move, people will start going and coming in and out, information flow will happen, and then their anonymity will not be safeguarded.
Yes, sir. They always wanted to break the
They had a problem. Yeah, they had a problem. They did not want the roads to be laid.
Yes, sir.
But then, what did we do here? We picked up the village, asked them to form a labor cooperative society.
Okay.
We said, we are giving you this contract. This is the value of the contract for laying a road from this village, 4 kilometers this side to 4 kilometers on the other side. You do it as youngsters. Whatever money was going to the contractor and others, without any deductions, everything will be given over to you. Lay the road.
So you
technical
account and managed it, sir?
Yeah, technical specifications will be by the R&B will come certify, and then they'll pay you the money then. My young officers, the assistant superintendent of police, like one Kishore Kumar was there, many others, they became field supervisors, they became more engineers than police officers there.
Okay.
So now when Naxals would come and ask the villagers not to lay the road, they would confront them. Earlier you were telling, it's a big man, the contractor who is getting benefited.
True.
Now he is not. We are getting. Because earlier there used to be paper mills there.
Yes.
They used to take bamboo there and then make money. Now they are not able to do. This is the only sustenance for them, the government works. And for their own benefit they are doing. So then when they would come and ask, the villagers would confront them.
No, there's a community participation
yes,
and also community asset is being
exactly.
built. They themselves are protecting the
exactly. Confront them and just say, see, look, we are getting the money.
Right.
Nobody else is getting benefited.
True.
We require the transport. For a rig to come to have a water source, that is important.
Right.
If there is a PHC there, a doctor has to come. No doctor would come if there is no transport available. School, no teachers, unless there is transport, unless there is communication.
Right.
So this way, areas got opened up.
That's quite
one
an
after the other
approach, sir. Like, very few people always blame the system, but given the kind of suggestions or the kind of practical implementation that you have done, so as a police officer,
see what happened. See,
Yes,
the time was different.
Sure.
The number one problem for the state was the Naxal problem.
yes,
I'm talking of late 80s, early 90s.
especially 90s.
Early 90s and late
plummeted.
80s. It started off with late 80s. Started off around 80, 81, but then it became very intense between, say, 85 to 95, to 2000, those 10, 15 years. Perhaps no other police force, no other state faced as much problem as Andhra Pradesh did at that time, in both Telangana and Andhra, both sides. So, but then, any number of SPs, they took up this sort of experiments. They did it in their own way. Probably one problem we had, yes, state level, lot of things were conceptualized and then we implemented. Some of these individual initiatives by the SPs, they did not sustain their going out of that district. So probably that was one drawback because many of the things did not get institutionalized.
Yes, sir.
But then quite a few things happened also. Quite a few young officers tried to attempt this sort of experiments and they succeeded in doing that.
Right.
In medical camps and going near the tribals, helping them. They did, and that was one of the reasons why Naxalism could be brought under control. Yes, we had outfits like Greyhounds, SIB, they did their job. In district also, police force was totally primed. They were trained, they were very professional in handling Naxal problems. Apart from that, the way police administration worked in tandem with the rest of the district administration and took the administration to the people,
Yes.
worked for the development, worked for giving a lot of financial sustenance to the tribals through agencies like ITD, etc. Something unparalleled. No other state did it.
Sure,
In Andhra Pradesh, it was a matter of pride for us. We look back with a lot of satisfaction of what happened there.
Yes, sir, because people usually consider it only as a law and order problem. Later, the government of India itself considered it as a socio-economic problem. And that initial stages itself, these kind of innovative activities, community engagement, certainly would try to wean away the youngsters.
Exactly.
And that has a long-term impact on sustaining the developmental activities.
We talk of community policing. Community policing in many facets. In city, it could be different. In the present times, it would be different. But that time, this was one very good example of how the community policing helped in improving the law and order situations and helping quite a few people.
More a practical approach.
Yeah, that is right.
Yeah. Just a while ago, you were mentioning, sir, some of the officers, in Naxal affected areas and also faction affected areas, or there could be areas in which there are gang wars.
True.
So I, was going through some of your interviews in which you mentioned like Godavari Kani district and related areas where some of your police people, whether it is constables or SIs, they have also given their life. I mean, they were killed by the mafia. So in that situation, sir, departmentally, how do you look at that situation? Is it a failure of the system or intelligence or the protocols or the leadership? Who is to be blamed in such situations?
You see, policing is not done in vacuum. It's done in society.
Right.
India is such a vast country. Every area, the problems are different, like cultures are different, religions are different, regions are different, languages. With so much of variety, the law and order problems also from state to state are different.
Right.
Police force can only do to an extent, not beyond. Whatever the given circumstances, within those given circumstances, what is that you can deliver, you have to do. How you become relevant there, You have to define your own role
Right, sir.
within the broad parameters of whatever policing rules, regulations, and then infrastructure that is available. So you have to devise your own ways how to bring about a betterment.
Right.
What is your basic premise, basic objective? Objective is to maintain order in society, to see that lives are not lost, to see that properties are not destroyed, properties are not burgled and then taken away, etc. So basically, safety of life, liberty, and then allowing the normal life to go on. Life and the property, safety of
That is
these are the
law and
aspects.
order, to keep the society in order. Sir.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is it. This is the brief. In fact, when the Telangana agitation also was raging in Hyderabad, I was brought in as Commissioner of Police. This is one of the things that we sat down with our officers and then clearly told.
Right.
Whether a political aspect like Telangana should be formed or not, it is not our it's not our premise at all. In the sense, it's not within our this thing. Our job is to see. For that, there are political parties, there are people, there are activists, there are different sections of society.
Yes, sir.
In a democracy, aspirations of the people have to be respected, political process have to go on, and then proper decisions have to be made. For that, there are separate mechanisms within the society. What is our job? What was our job? Our job was to see that law and order is properly maintained.
Yes.
Daily life goes on without any hindrance, and properties are not destroyed in arson, in looting, those sort of things, and lives are not lost. So that's why we remind it. Every constable in city police, we assembled in batches and then told them, look, we have to be very, very dispassionate, objective in the discharge of our duties. What is the oath that we have taken while passing out, whether it be in the National Police Academy or in a training institution where a constable trains and goes out, whether it be an IPS officer or a constable?
Right.
The oath is basically the same. What is the oath that I take while passing out? I say that I will, following the norms of the Constitution, in the sense constitutional provisions, uphold law and order, but try to safeguard the interests of the society, to save lives and then the property. While doing that, I'll also uphold the rights of the people
Yes.
in accordance with law. Without fear, favor, without any discrimination, I'll discharge my duties. This is the basic essence of the oath that we take, whether it be an IPS officer or a constable.
True that.
We took extra pains to make every constable understand this is the oath that we have taken. Let's live up to that. We'll live up to that. So just maintain law and order
Yes.
through proper and legal means. See to it that no destruction or loss of man days and then loss of civic life. It is affected in any way. We did that substantially. Even subsequently, after the agitation was over, all the heat and dust settled down, I don't think anybody accused us of partisan attitude.
Yes, sir.
Or that we did not discharge our duties professionally. Hundreds and hundreds of senior officers, starting from IPS officers to a lot of inspectors, ACPs, DCPs, and the constabulary.
Yes.
All of them work very hard. Initially, you were asking me all this pressure, stress, and then all that. Once you have this clarity, this is my role, this is my objective, this is how I'm going to do. I don't think there would be much of stress. One, physical stress, of course, because number of hours of work that you had to put in, that was there. That was there. Everybody had to sacrifice his personal life and his personal interests also. They had to keep them on the back burner for some time. But then 1 year, 2 years in anybody's career, such thing might come up. When it comes up, you have to face it. There is no other way.
Yes.
So we did it.
So you also made some statement when the Telangana agitation was there, the use of force would not be there. We would be very sensitive with the people. and also see to it that if people are not sensible, the force will take its own due course.
That's right.
And there were no major casualties, no major clashes between the police.
Not a single life was lost
Exactly.
due to a policeman's bullet
That is
during that time.
That is a phenomenal achievement.
That was one. Actually, when I took over as CP, one of the first things I did was I went straight to the epicenter. That was the Osmania University.
Yes.
In front of the Arts College, that's where all the tents would be put up and then
True.
agitation, dharnas would go on. I walked up along with 3-4 officers. Students were surprised. What is this Commissioner of Police in such a tense situation? We are this side, he is on the other side. Why is he coming to us?
Yeah.
I went there and sat with them. Initially, reception was very hostile, lot of hooting, whistling happened. Yes. My officers also were getting agitated. I said, don't get agitated, we'll go sit there.
Because your subordinates also might be telling you, so why have we come here?
Yeah.
We might be attacked or bullied.
It was. There was that danger also. But see, the innate goodness of human being is once somebody is trying to approach with good intentions,
amazing,
there would be a response.
Amazing.
Students also responded. I went and sat with them, had a cup of tea, and then chatted and talked to them. So, I told them, look, you go on. I have not come here to tell you don't agitate. Agitate. By all means, agitate. If you are feeling very strongly about it.
That is your democratic right.
It's your democratic right. Please go ahead and do. I also told them, when you are sitting here and agitating, to protect your life, to protect your right, also is my responsibility. I would do that. But then, if you indulge in violence, if you indulge in affecting the rights of others, then I'll have to intervene. The police force will have to intervene. Then, of course, we would do. But then we have our internal drills and then internal norms and principles. How to exercise the force in a graded way.
In a more sensitive manner.
More sensitive. That we did. You would have seen that time, most of the time we would not allow the students to spill over out of the university. Either Andhra Mahila Sabha gate and this side a flue.
Maximum they could come up with the main gate. That's it.
That is all. We would not allow them to do. There were some days on which there was a spike in violence. Quite a few of the police officers also got injured.
Many people.
They got injured. Constables, police officers.
You have visuals of heads breaking, police personnel bleeding.
In fact, one of our officers, somebody who had self-immolated himself on activists from the university, he tried to go and hug a police officer.
Yes.
He received burn injuries on the body. When the boy was in the deathbed, so I went and talked to him in the hospital. He said, sir, while dying, I wanted to die for this cause. Right. But while dying, I want to take at least one IPS officer with me. That's why I went and hugged him. So it was a time to understand the situations, time for sacrifices, time for giving your maximum and the best. At that time, and most officers rose to the occasion.
But psychologically also it is very taxing, like just the instance that you mentioned, like over here you have your department, your people, your constables or your SIs, etc. And on the other hand you have the commoners whom we are there to protect. So how would you strike that balance? And whenever
I can still I can tell you some. You're talking of stress and all that. You see, during that time, you mentioned about Sachin Tendulkar.
Yes.
He had come to Hyderabad, so rang up, and then he came home. Yes. He came home. We were sitting. Then he was staying in the hotel just behind my residence. I walked in, and then we had dinner together. That time he was mentioning that there seemed to be a lot of turmoil in the city. I'll go. I said, no, everything is happening. We're handling professionally. Please sit for half an hour and then have your proper dinner, etc. and go. He spent time.
Yes.
He spent time there. Why I'm mentioning this is, I told you initially that it's not only the profession. Right. It's your personal interest, personal this one, and then society. Everything has to be held in balance. And I was fairly cool throughout that period.
Yes.
See, if a police officer loses his cool, the biggest problem, particularly at senior levels, is decisions tend to be irrational. They can't be balanced. Right. So that's why even in the face of adversity, we have to tell ourselves, come whatever may, I'll retain my mental balance. I'll take decisions not in an agitated mood, not in anger, not in frustration, not in a atmosphere of we versus they type of thing. After all, citizens are our own people.
Right.
We are not part of armed forces where we see anybody who is attacking you, you can have a right to shoot at him. So that happens with the enemy at the borders. But within the country, every police officer has to realize, they realize also, that they are our own citizens.
Yes.
Momentarily, they are taking up a cause. Momentarily, this thing has come up. Or maybe a genuine grievance also. We cannot deal in it. How to douse those tempers, that frayed atmosphere, and bring it under control should be the first objective of the police officer, whoever is in charge there.
Yes.
It's possible to do.
Yes.
It's possible to do.
What are the 3 or 4 prerequisites to control mob frenzy, sir? Any protocols that you would follow?
The first one is we have to understand their psyche. What is that they are agitating for? And who is providing the leadership? What is their motive? Are they genuinely concerned out of that the emotions are spilling over into the streets? Or there is somebody who wants to provoke them and precipitate a situation?
Right.
That judgment is important. Out of this, if it is the first one, who are the leaders? Who are the leadership? Whom would they listen to? So coming to that understanding and engaging with them becomes important, even before the situation has precipitated. If it is somebody who is bent upon creating trouble, unreasonable, then you will have to take them into preventive custody, see that leadership is taken off this scene. This is one. On the second side, you have to make your own preparations. How much of force is required? Where exactly it is required? Sometimes you have to go in for the detailing. Which officer will be effective where? Where? So that sort of judgment of your own men and officers becomes important. And giving them clear instructions. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, etc. And then to what extent to go, where to stop. This becomes important. Clear direction, this one is important. Otherwise, each one starts thinking on his own, trying to react in his own. Then we will also become a mob.
Right.
We are a trained, disciplined, a professional police force. We are seen as an organization. What does organization mean? You are organized.
Amazing.
Chain of command. And then what to do, who to do, who should give the orders, to what extent they will have the discretion to do, beyond that whom they will refer to, and then seek guidance. All these things become important. While doing this, we have to keep the government also informed. And then sometimes we should also advise the government, look, this is how the situation is going. To this extent, they're reasonable. What they are asking is this one. And then let us negotiate with them. Let us concede to this extent. Many times, as Commissioner of Police, when agitation was going on in this very neighborhood, Indira Park, this was most of the agitations used to happen here.
Dharna
We have come, we have talked to them. Their message we have carried to the chief ministers, to the government, to the chief secretary. We have gone and told them that this is what is happening. To this extent, we may have to agree because they have a reason there.
Right.
And then allow the government to make a decision. So, a police officer's role is not only managing the streets. He has to give a proper advice, proper feedback also to the government.
Right.
And then make them take a proper decision.
True.
So, those sort of things become very, very necessary.
Yes, because people
But then another thing I remember, okay, these are days of AI, electronics, surveillance, cameras, everything are available.
Right.
But a police officer, at whatever level he is, he will have to demonstrate and have field leadership also.
Right.
For 2 reasons. One is, to your men, you should be seen as a leader. Not somebody who gives orders here and then sits in the comfort of the office.
Absolutely.
And then leaving them to the risk. and then later keep on judging them. We should have done this, you should have done that. That is real-time leadership is very much required.
Practically,
In an evolving dynamic situation, it is required. Apart from that, what is most important is your own image. How does image come for a police officer? How you have shown your qualities, how helpful you have been, and what you are up to in normal times.
Right.
Normal time. Like they say, army prepares in peace times for the conflict, for any war or anything. It can't start preparing in the war time, isn't it? Same way, the police has to build up a proper community relationship in normal times. We did it.
Yes, sir.
We did it. I have seen in Old City at the time of communal problems. So because normal times we would walk through those streets.
True.
We would take the interests of the pushcart vendors there, or auto drivers, or doing people who are doing small business, sit with them, chat with them, talk to them, and see that they are not subject to corruption, or give them in areas where they could trade, where beyond that they should not go and do that. We helped thousands of youngsters in auto drivers' families to secure driving licenses. Because you see, there is an auto rickshaw driver, he takes it on hire. He has taken it for 24 hours.
Yes.
But it's humanly impossible for one person to use it for 24 hours.
True.
And it's an economic asset for him, for which he has paid. He has to earn. So what does he do? He does it for 8-10 hours, then calls his son or brother or nephew, somebody, asks him to go and do the work, the auto driving. So, but then that youngster may not have a driving license at home. If he is trying to go and take a driving license, there are problems for him. One is that many slots available in a particular day, or maybe a bit of corruption and all those sort of things come in. So what did we do? One night, I still remember, I was walking with my officers in Old City, in an area called Bhavani Nagar.
Yes.
When we were going there, we found auto rickshaws come. They see a police officers going towards them. They suddenly dissolve into the adjacent lanes,
Yes.
avoiding others coming.
They just go out.
So I told on the wireless set to officers in that area, surround them, collect them and get them at one place. About 50-60 of them at dead of night, at 3 o'clock in the night, they were brought to a street light. We sat down and I started asking them, why are you so scared of police? Why are you, I was commissioner of police. Why are you running away? Why are you so afraid of police? They said, "Saab, kya karna sab? Driving license nahi hai, police wale pakad lete hain," and all that. Why don't you have driving license? So I tried, 2-3 times I have gone. It's becoming a little, this thing, I have to go again and again, look for a slot and do that. And maybe I have to spend some money and all this. So I took money, nearly about 60 lakh rupees from philanthropists. And then I told all the police stations in West Zone and the South Zone, put up this one that, let any youngster who wants a driving license, provided he's from an auto driver's family, let him give his number, name, cell phone number. We'll call them, we'll train them and get them driving licenses. Right. Same Sandeep Shandilia, who is now in narcotics cell. He was DCP. There are other officers. In fact, we took City College, Nizam College to conduct classes for them for a month. Right. So after the training, I told the then Transport Commissioner, evening 3 to 4, that slot, keep it vacant. In our buses, we'll get these youngsters. You test them. If they are up to it, then grant them driving licenses. We got them driving licenses for 50 rupees. 50 rupees. So now, why I am telling this? These are all the things we did in normal times.
Makes sense.
When it comes to difficult times, like a communal problem in Old City or a big movement like Telangana Agitation, when we are going, they are in a compliant mood. They listen to you. They, look, this officer means business.
You already have that
bonding. He is fair. He was helpful to us. So let's also help him. In communal problems, this sort of creation of atmosphere in normal times helps us quite a lot. Most of us have done this. Not only me, many officers, many commissioners of police, DCPs, they created what are called the peace committees. Through that, tried to enroll a lot of youngsters into the thing and do that. And the sum total, the net result is that in a fair manner, the law and order gets maintained in society.
Going by the approach that you have adopted, sir, it is not just like the use of force. It is through engagement and, being amongst the people. Like how you said, like you were amongst the people, commoners, and also with your own department that gave the driving force. And also
This is what is called policing by consent.
Right.
The society has to consent to be policed.
Oh, right.
So we have to create that sort of an atmosphere. It's possible.
Society has to consent.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, how does the policing start?
So you need societal consent. Only then can you perform your duties.
Every one of us have a policeman inside us, isn't it?
Yes.
Who keeps telling, do this, don't do this, isn't it? Sometimes when these sort of things don't work, internal controls, in a collective situation, in a crowd situation, that's where the policeman will have to go tell, look, you do this, but only to this extent, not beyond.
Yes.
So, but when you're transgressing it, you are stepping on the toes of somebody else. You are infringing on the rights of others.
Right.
Then in a civilized society, in a democratic society, everybody has a right. Just because it keeps happening many times. What is this? I was sitting peacefully on the road, staging Dharna.
Police comes and picks.
Why did they remove? What did I do? I was only sitting on the road.
Yes.
Sitting on the road means what?
Absolutely.
You are infringing on the right of somebody to move, to go on that road.
Right to freedom of
You are
movement.
blocking. Somebody is going to hospital, somebody is going to school, somebody is going to office. How about their rights?
Yes.
So this is the sensitive role of the police in society.
The fine balance.
Yeah, while allowing scope for dissent, the dissent should not affect the others' rights. So that's a fine balance a police officer has to do.
You adopted your own approach, sir. Like even I vividly remember, you used to go to, functions, marriages, or events of any person. Like, if they invite you, whether it is a person of constabulary level or whether it is some vendor in old city, if they call you to their functions, you would go. You would maintain that contact with the people.
I would give full credit to my father for this.
Yes.
You know why? Okay,
Some people maintain that elitism,
No, that's what.
Or
See,
we don't have time to go. It is difficult for me to go. Or if I go, there could be some security issues. Like I was like in my intermediate or something. I've seen you come, right? And people were so happy, so delighted. It was in Old City only.
yeah.
Yes.
I used to go to a lot of education institutions, not only here, wherever I worked. I still, just the other day I had gone to Vizag.
Yes.
They were asking me, sir, how, there are a lot of good friends, well-meaning friends. When I go there, I meet them. Somebody from media was asking, now it's nearly about 25 years since we have left and gone here. Still people like you, they invite you, and then you also, you also come and meet.
After so many years.
Yeah. I went to Kakinada just 4 days back to attend a program. I told them, look, 33 years back, I was here, I have come away. Still, if you are inviting me, I really feel elated and happy with the type of relationship, the bond I struck with you. See, in Vizag, I still remember this thing, this thing. When I went to a school in the beginning, when I joined as Commissioner of Police there, a lot of students were asking questions. They used to address me, Khan sir, Khan sir.
Yes.
The last day of my coming away from there, I packed my luggage and sent it away. We were sitting on the beach. There's a beautiful beach called RK Beach there.
Yes.
I was sitting there with my family. There was another family which was close by. So that girl, hardly 10, 12 years of age, she was, look, Khan uncle is sitting there.
Khan uncle.
And next morning when the media asked me when I was coming away, what is the memory that you carry from here? I said, look, when I came here, children used to call me Khan sir. Today when I'm going away, they call me Khan uncle. This is the memory that I carry from here.
Quite impressive.
It's possible to do.
True.
I was mentioning that in a way, my father was responsible for this. You know why?
Yes, sir.
I had a fairly
He was also an
privileged.
IAS officer.
Yeah, he was.
Yes.
I had a fairly privileged background. He could have put us in good elite schools, etc. But he never did it.
Okay.
Throughout, he made us study in either municipal schools or Jilla Parishad schools. So much so, college also was a very normal college.
Right.
We had a reverse situation. My father was working in Hyderabad I was studying in Anantapur, I was studying in Tirupati. He could have said, look, Hyderabad is a much different place. The quality of education you get, the social milieu that you get is different. Why did you come here? But then he insisted that I complete my schooling and college education from there.
Right.
And mind you, I was out and out a Telugu medium student.
Yes, sir. While interacting with you also
I was Telugu medium student.
AK-97 is a book that you've written. I also read that several times. The short stories are amazing.
You know, the advantage of this was, in government schools, you have a cross-section of society.
Right.
There are 4 or 5 bright students, average students, students who are coming from poor background, rich background and all that. So it's a microcosm of the society which you are supposed to serve.
Right.
So when you have this, you had friends from all different contexts. Even when I was in DGP rank or Commissioner Police rank, a lot of my friends who were head constables, sub-inspectors, they would come. When I was MD RTC, when I went to Tirupati, 4 of my friends who were my classmates when I studied in Chittoor, 8th, 9th, 10th class, when I studied in Kadapa. So they would come and meet me. Somebody is a foreman, somebody is a conductor in the same organization. I had no problem in moving around and going to their houses, and then all 4 of us going together out.
Right.
This was possible because of your upbringing in that particular cultural milieu.
Right. Well,
and this is why I say, when you became a police officer also, you had no problem in relating to any strata of society.
Exactly.
A commoner to a rich man, an industrialist to a minister to a very, very common man. So that came very naturally to us. Unfortunately, sometimes I have nothing against those who come from IITs, from elitist universities, studying abroad and coming, etc. But you should understand what is the society you are going to stop. When I feel very agitated and very uncomfortable when somebody says he is snobbish, he does not want to go into the streets. Yes. He does not want to meet the common people. He says, go to the police station and meet there, etc. I had a philosophy wherever I worked. Why is somebody coming to meet a commissioner of police? See, he has to come all the way from his police station area to here.
Right.
He knows that I will be busy. Sometimes I may not even be available. Why is he coming and waiting for 2 hours, 3 hours when his SHO is available to them? Probably because the work is not getting done there. He is not getting a fair hearing. So that is why he is coming to you here. If I also turn away, no, don't allow them to come here, let them go to the police station, it's not right. So I have 2 advantages now. One is, somebody has come with expectations, I'll address that. Ultimately, I'll tell the same inspector to do that, what is expected of him after hearing this man. Second one is, I'm also coming to know how my own system is working.
Absolutely.
Which police station is more responsive, which SHO is responsive, which ACP is doing his job of connecting with the people, resolving their problems.
Right.
I'll come to know. I'll come to know what set of problems exist with the people.
So that
and then when I take decisions, I'll be more practical.
Sure.
See, the problem with those who become snobbish in bureaucracy, this service or any other service, is you are cut off from the society. Your decisions will not reflect the needs of the people, your clients, whoever they are.
Right.
They are. That's why it's very, very important to keep meeting people, keep meeting your clients directly, instead of thinking that I'm Commissioner of Police, I'll meet only this strata, I'll have a lot of file work, I have a lot of things to do. Yes, you have organization work, you have to plan, you have to think of the organization. All those things are all right. Administrative work, you have it. But if you don't meet your grassroots clients for an hour or 2 every day, you will be living in ivory tower. Sure. Your decisions will not be practical. And your image also will not be there among people. Tomorrow, suddenly you go among the people. What do you do? I still remember, just 4 or 5 years back, there was a commissioner of police, Vinayak Nimajjanu, that was going on, and then processions were going out. These days, it's covered so well, 24 hours.
Yes.
Hundreds of cameras and then channels, they keep covering throughout. I did not find Commissioner of Police anywhere in any one of them. I coolly rang up and told him, look, This going on, I'm not finding you anywhere in the streets. He told me, sir, I have 60 cameras in my control room. I'm sitting and watching. I very plainly told him, you are watching everybody, but nobody is watching you in action. That is one. And second one is, you are not moving around with your inspectors and sub-inspectors, putting hand across their shoulder and then sitting and chatting to them and trying to suggest some small improvements here or there.
Builds morale.
You are not doing it. Yes. Yes. Why could Napoleon become such a great general? Why do we talk of Manekshaw?
Right.
Field Marshal Manekshaw, we keep talking about. There is a lot to learn from their lives. A general has to be seen in the field, at least for some time.
Absolutely.
General Manekshaw, he would very intimately relate to his soldiers, to his rank and file.
Yes.
So there are a lot of examples. Among the police officers also, there are a lot of them who do.
True that.
But there are people who are very snobbish and then who keep themselves a little away from this one. You see, when we were officers as Superintendent of Police, DIG, we always wanted to work in the districts.
Yes.
But that's where you have a lot of independence. You can directly address the people's problems and then do that. But of late, the tendency has increased very early in service, wanting to come away to Hyderabad.
Yes.
Leave of the city. Good life, good education for the children, and then good socializing, a lot of other things. But then some of these things, though they're percolating to the districts and small places also, but still districts are no match for the quality of life Hyderabad can give you. But when you join this service, first few years, if you don't spend in the districts, at senior levels, you tend to be very, very impractical. Very impractical. Because that's where you hone your skills. You see direct policing. And that becomes basis for your later day making decisions, at how much of confidence you carry, etc. I've seen a lot of directors general of police those who have spent a lot of years in the field policing, they tend to be very practical in their decisions, sitting in the top chair. Those who have not seen, directly imposed, and then sitting there, not seeing the districts and field policing, and coming and sitting there. I've seen them in law and order situations, in many of the very acute crime situations. Their decisions tend to be very impractical and far remote from reality.
Right. So that practical exposure to society will definitely help in better policing.
Exactly.
Absolutely, sir. So
and then another thing, you see, in a way I'm happy with the social strata from which a lot of youngsters are joining the services. In our time, it was a game of 5-6 cities. Top universities. JNU, DU would take away 30-40% of the posts.
True.
Remaining Chennai, Hyderabad also came up a little later.
True.
These are the places from where most of the officers would come. But now it's totally democratized. And people who are studying in vernacular mediums and then who do not have a very strong schooling, etc., they are also able to make. In a way, this is good.
Yes.
Provided they carry the social milieu in which they have been brought up and then use it to their advantage. Work in the districts, work in the field, and then deliver.
Right, sir.
If they think that civil services is the only way to go up in life, personally, money also is a factor in that.
Yes.
So if they want to come away from the rest of the society and start living in an elitist life, that's really unfortunate for the services and for the country. It's not.
So when does this actually happen? So now that you mentioned about money or, to an aspect of corruption, is it that the lure for money or it is the lure for proximity to power? What exactly entices an IPS?
Both. You see, when they say that standards are diluting and they're going down in services, it is happening all around.
Yes.
Within the politicians, among the politicians also, same fall we are finding.
Yes.
Dilution of standards. Because when we joined the service even earlier, we used to idolize a lot of political leaders.
True that.
Selfless, who do work, etc.
Service
Then maybe corruption to a very small extent that used to exist. Institutionalizing of corruption, getting into the political life just with the objective of making money.
Making money. Yeah.
Earlier, it was for to have some image, to have some status in society. A lot of people used to get into politicians with the genuine concern for the people also, to do service. They used to come. And apart from that, they want to maintain their dignity, decorum and all that.
Right.
But of late, the tendency has come where I invest this much in election, I get elected, I have to get 10 times, 15 times more returns. It's becoming a sort of a profession to make money. That's what is wrong. Unfortunately, the bureaucracy also is not immune to this of late. We also used to see some corrupt officers earlier, but number was particularly at elite service levels used to be very little.
Yes.
And maybe towards the end of the career or somewhere, children have to be married, or somebody has settled down, I don't have a house. You used to find some sort of thing. But the threshold and then the age at which corruption is coming into this one is falling.
Increasing.
It's falling.
As you said,
And it pains me really to see when somebody in the interviews or somewhere they tell that some of them are joining only for the sake of making money.
Yes.
Otherwise, how do we explain some of the services which were not considered as significant? But then there is a lot of scope for making money there.
Right.
They're getting higher preference over services where you have to work, slog, and then work for society.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's an indication of fallen standards.
Yes.
But that's where the senior leadership within the service has to step in and then see these aberrations are addressed and
Yes.
it's restored to old
Yes, sir.
values.
So based on your experience, when does that first compromise happen, sir? Like compromise or adjustment?
See, when you think that I'm in a cushy posting, I'll be taken out from there. Or if I oblige him here, I'll get a better posting. So these postings definitely play a part.
Right.
Second one, as you said, sometimes an officer may not be corrupt, but proximity to political power. And then look, I'm getting so much of importance. I'm getting so much of media attention.
Right.
And so high and mighty in the political sphere. He is liking me. He is doing that.
Yes, direct.
I start doing his bidding, direct access. I start flaunting it. I start relishing it. So that is one part of it. Second is straight money related.
Yeah.
Politicians make money. You also make part of it.
Corporates also.
And happy. Everybody is happy. Who is the loser? Ultimately, the common man is the loser. Society is the loser. Country is the loser. Isn't it?
Right.
So it's happening. It's happening. The people who are coming with idealism, there are people who are coming purely for the sake of money. Either way, it is happening. Like in every other field, here also.
Yes.
Even in corporate, there used to be a lot of ethics earlier.
Yeah.
But now not. It's only...
Corporate culture is also, corporate corruption is also a huge reality.
Exactly. Happening.
Right, sir. So that's certainly some food for thought, sir. So like in the department, like if any of the colleague is killed by some mafias or encounter, during some kind of altercation with the people, or even like just a while ago, we were talking about social movements and mob culture, mob frenzy. In the jiff of the moment, people might also attack a police officer. Now, in that situation, how does the department consider it? Is it like a revenge mode that they get in? Do they feel helpless? Or is it anger and frustration that builds up? So as a department, how do you see that? How would they see that?
See, as an organization is one aspect and individual levels are one aspect. If you are not being restrained and then not putting your training and your imbibing of values for a long period of time during training and subsequently also into action, something wrong with the leadership and with the organization. When we call it an organization has to act according to its objective. Objective. Even when there is violence also, there is a way of handling it. A mob can pelt stones.
Right.
A mob can attack. A police officer cannot. When you see the scenes where they have thrown a stone, picking the same stone and throwing it, I will definitely find fault with the constable or with the officer who has done it there, because that is not your training. That is not the way you are asked, you are instructed to handle a situation. That's very, very important. So you can't be a mob. You have to be an organization with set objectives, values, and a proper method to respond to situations. It depends on the leadership,
Right.
most of it, how you allow. There are situations where leaders themselves go out of control. They start shouting, they start doing, could you not do this? Come on, chase them, do this, that, and all that. When it happens, how will you expect the constabulary, which are not as trained, as much paid, as much given the 1,000 values as you have been given, how do you expect them to react in a different way?
True.
Yatha Raja Tatha Praja. If the leader is not circumspect and then not restrained, his men will not be. This is exactly what I was telling you in the beginning, our Telangana agitation. Because as leaders, we were restrained, we were going on a policy. We knew this is going to be a long haul.
Right.
2 years, 3 years, 4 years. We don't know how long this would go on before political decisions are taken. But then, if we are not restrained, we don't have a common policy approach to the entire agitation throughout the phase. It's not, you can't expect your constabulary to fall in line and then obey.
Right.
No way. Actually, I have told many other times when the agitation leaders used to come and meet me, we want permission to demonstrate. Even if I'm rejecting, I will say I'm rejecting now, and these are my grounds for rejection. I'm giving you 8 days in advance. If you want to challenge my order, please go to the High Court, do that. Like many other officers, I'm not giving you at 11th hour, denying you the right to go and represent somewhere and then seek any redressal that you have in mind.
True.
I'm not doing that. I'm giving it to you, right, because I recognize your right. But then this is what you are going to do. And this is going to be the violent outcome of your agitation. That's why we will not allow you to do that.
True.
We allowed on Million March also.
Yes.
On the tank band we allowed.
Yes.
We
Also,
knew that there would be some outbreak of violence.
Some elements entered.
But considering everything, we allowed on that. Yeah.
I mean, that was quite a phenomenon at that time to take the decision to allow the movement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Many in the Telangana agitation take that one as a
that was
big
the tipping
milestone.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, big milestone.
Somewhere in March.
That's what happened.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, one of the last segment that I'd like to ask you is like policing. Does it vary based on the socioeconomic strata? Let's say there's a big Bollywood or Tollywood celebrity. Hit and run cases we see, or cases involving drugs, sexual rackets, etc. Okay, and then there could be a person from the police department itself. Now he is caught in some kind of investigation or some kind of FIR has been filed against him. So in that situation, what is the department doing to protect him or not? The third aspect is the poor man, right? So people say, like in movies also, I mean, you're also avid follower of movies. So in movies also we see like law is for the rich people. Rich people can afford it. Rich people can have their way. But a poor person, he cannot get, support from the police nor in the legal system. So in these three scenarios, how does the police look at it?
Let's not get into movies because they're far exaggerated. That's why it happens.
True.
Whether it be a war situation or anything, they themselves tell, and we also admit, unless you exaggerate, it will not hold a cinematic interest.
Yes.
So that's why they do it. The other point regarding whether there would be any bias or favoritism when it comes to certain sections.
Yeah.
It varies from officer to officer. It varies within the same parameters of law. Sometimes somebody is favored, somebody is given a little concession. He is allowed to go home, or the arrest is delayed, or he is allowed to go on bail. Somebody else might not be, etc. See, that's why I'll give a couple of examples.
Please.
couple of examples from my own experience where we have seen this sort of dichotomy in thinking, in perceptions. You see, when I was Commissioner of Police, Visakhapatnam, this was in the year 2000, a big a jewelry heist had happened. It had happened. A jeweler was shot and then 63 lakh cash. Big sum those days. Big sum. So it was looted from him. We formed teams, specialized teams. A lot of good detectives were put in that. And we detected that case.
Okay.
We detected. We recovered the money also. When I called that man, through following court processes, etc., when we were returning that money to him, he was grateful, all right, but not to the extent that we expected him to. Expected. In a very matter of fact, okay, my money has come back, etc. Thank you, sir. That is all. Around the same time, there's a classic contrast. There is an area called Purna Market in Vizag. There are a lot of slums are there in that area. One lady from that area, she had come and sat in the visitors' lounge in the commissionerate. While entering, I just met her and struck a conversation with her. She told me that on the previous night her house was burgled and all her belongings were stolen. I asked her, what is that you lost? All that was a few sets of clothes, some utensils, etc., steel utensils. The value of it have been hardly about 5,000 rupees. I called my officer and asked him to register a case and go and check. Normally, because it's a petty offense, somewhere around somebody would have done it, go and do the investigation. This case was being handled at junior levels. That was because that was a sensational case. The jeweler's case. That was handled at very senior levels, grave crime, etc. We have a concept called grave crime and a non-grave crime in police department. Depending on the value, how many lives are lost, what has happened, etc. The value of loss is less, irrespective of rich or poor. That is different.
Simple.
We are not viewing it in through the prism of human agony, the difficulty to the human heart here. This lady kept on visiting again and again. What happened, whether the thing was recovered.
What is update and what?
So I started introspecting and thinking. It looks like this 5,000 rupees value, the worth that this lady has lost, probably has more human value than those 63 lakh that man had lost. That man had lost. But in the scale of law, our rules, regulations, that's a grave crime, this is a non-grave crime. This will not be very seriously pursued, but whereas that will be pursued, for which you have to keep on sending progress reports and timely how much of progress you achieved in your investigation. Here nobody asks, because there is only 5,000 rupees gone. But is this right? Rich and poor,
dichotomy.
You start looking at the dichotomy here. The second one was, there was a very prominent political leader who was shot and killed in the early 1990s. Along with him, 14 policemen also died in that incident.
14 policemen?
Policemen. The unfortunate situation was, a few months later, I was sitting and talking to some of our own colleagues within the department, some retired officers. Not many were aware that 14 had died here. Now there is a widow there are widows here.
Exactly.
The agony of these widows, is it any less compared to the agony of that lady? No, it is not, isn't it? But unfortunately, when we start weighing these sort of things, our thinking becomes a little skewed. We think in degrees of prominence, and then something high and mighty and something low here. But when it comes to the agony, when it comes to the emotion, loss that is suffered, perhaps it could be more here.
True that.
Perhaps it could be more here.
Family might be dependent.
Exactly. In fact, in one of my visits to Chennai, much later, my batchmate was Commissioner of Police there. I was asking him, what about these families, etc. He says, I think we took care of them, then what happened, now we do not know. When I was Commissioner of Police here, I collected the information.
Okay.
Quite a few families had become destitute. The lives of those children, of those widows, because see, a constable's wife, she's not much educated. She's totally dependent on her husband. She doesn't have other sources of income. Okay, you might have given some family pension or some ex gratia, etc. You would have given. But a man being there in the family, the head of the family, taking care of his children, his spouse, is totally different. So many of those children, they become coolies, they become daily wage earners, etc.
Sometimes into deep.
Perhaps had those men been alive,
the life would have been different.
they would have got them educated well, and maybe a constable, sub-inspector, or something. I feel very happy when I see a constable coming and telling, sir, my son has become sub-inspector.
Yes.
Because that aspiration is there for everybody.
Absolutely.
My next generation should be better than me.
True.
Isn't it?
Yes.
So we try to help them to do that. So these sort of human considerations, human values, if a police officer carries, he can do any amount of good to the society. If he does not, if a valueless, in the sense he does not have proper values, he does not have proper ethics, such a man joining police department, the amount of damage he can do to somebody's dignity, somebody's life, it's something I always keep a little uncomfortable. I always feel a little uncomfortable with it. Proper values, a person joining police department, he can do quite a lot.
Yes.
Beyond the call of his duty.
True.
We keep doing, we keep hearing, we keep seeing in newspapers how a constable went out of his way to help somebody.
Yeah. Good Samaritan.
Yeah, good Samaritans. There was a constable in Kadapa district who would collect the asthis of some people who have died as orphan, nobody to do them, and collect them and keep them and take them once a month or in 2 months to Kashi, and then immerse it in the Ganga.
That is one initiative. That is the humanistic approach.
All. He has been doing it for 25, 30 years. When I was in service, I had called and interviewed him for my magazine, Suraksha. I had done it. So then there was auto drivers. Any number of auto drivers are there in Hyderabad city who have a board. If there is a destitute, if there is a pregnant woman or a terminally ill patient, we carry them free to the hospital.
True.
So in their own way they are doing. These are if a policeman has this sort of values, he can do immense good to the society, to the people. If he does not, if he is ruthless, if he is only money making, if anybody is entering his office or police station, he keeps thinking, what can I get out of him?
Yeah.
Then he can do any amount of harm.
So
compared to other professions, in this profession it is very
the
important.
kind of impact is much wider on the society.
Absolutely.
So the strength of character matters. So if a person with the weaker strength of character comes into the system, it could have a far-reaching damage on the system. So
I've seen some of the people. There was a professor from Osmania University.
Yes.
He had come and complained to me. He lost his wallet. He was going with scooter. He stopped at a bus stop. He lost it somewhere in Chikatpalli area. He came and complained to me, telling that, sir, this is our life. I was also in a hurry. I said, don't worry, we'll do something. We'll get your, we'll do something. No, sir, not that. I had a few credit cards, this one, driving license, etc. I can always get duplicates for that. But I have come to complain on something else. When he went to the police station, he was not received properly. Not received properly in the sense, head constable, a writer there who was telling, how did you lose? Already I am feeling bad. I'm such an educated man. How reckless I was, how careless I was. I lost something. And that feeling, because I had to, even for getting a credit card or a driving license, I had to produce a police certificate that I have lost this.
Yes.
For that purpose, I have gone there, not anything else. When I go there, this is the reception I get there. So many times through our tongue, bad language also in police department would do it. Actually, we had conducted a survey when I was in service. What are the 3 things that you dislike in police. The number one was the bad language and the ill treatment.
True. Especially in
Not the corruption.
Yes, sir.
Not your inability to detect something or recover something. And not even the corruption. It's the bad tongue, bad language by the police officer that puts the people off.
Yes, yes. Especially in the lower ranks.
And then the problem is, if you do it, we are an organization. We put on the uniform.
That percolates.
Once it does, the policeman did it. It rubs on the entire police department. So there are any number of good people.
Yeah.
Any number of good people. But
Sure.
good is taken for granted. The reason is, yes, you are expected to behave like this, so you have behaved like this. If you are seen in the negative, that rubs on to the entire department, to the organization.
True.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this valuable conversation, sir. Looking forward to, getting a podcast with you again, sir.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure this kind of insights and this valuable information that you've given and the practical application of law and the practical application of what you've learned in your training, these itself will be a learning curve for many of the younger aspirants out there, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.